All right. So I want to explain a few things. The first thing is that it's probably about 4 or 5 o'clock right now, 4:30, and the sun sets on this side of the building. So the sun is gonna change throughout the time that I'm here, and it's okay. Okay, it's a mood thing, and that is actually very apropos because I want to talk about my mood painting that I am going to make. So my cousin Kalanda is here with me, and Kalanda crochets. She, in the past, has made this mood blanket that she used to process her emotions at the time. And she makes it out of like the chunky yarn, and it's really cool. So she has decided that that's how she's going to process her emotions and things while she's here, and then take that blanket with her to kind of appreciate this phase of life. So I was like, man, that's a really cool idea. Like, I really like that. And she gives like a whole background. It came from a temperature blanket or something. And then she adapted it into a mood blanket. But this is the thing, I don't crochet, nor do I necessarily want to have things, right? So I am much more a minimalist than anything else. So I have been trying to think about how I can process and create art and create things that are useful. Not that a blanket isn't, but I have two blankets that I have with me. Um, so I'm gonna stick with those for now because my passion is really painting. And a lot of people don't really know this about me, that I used to paint. I actually painted I actually took an art class when I was in college. So let's start there. So when I was in college, my bachelor's degree is in biology. And over the course of time when I was in college, I was a biology major. And one of the classes that you have to take to have a biology degree is organic chemistry. Okay. Now, y'all let me know in the comments, baby, if you have had to come up against organic chemistry. Okay. Organic was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot for me. And so the first time I took organic, I took it my sophomore year. It was also the year that I was pledging. And I withdrew failing because I had to protect my GPA. I wanted to be a Delta. Okay. Shout out to all my sorors. Ooh, woo. Ooh. So, I withdrew failing. All right. So I took my organic chemistry class with a professor named Dr. Pratt. Now, Dr. Pratt, I went to Fisk University. I am a proud alumna of Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee. Founded in 1866, home of the Jubilee Singers, as well as folks like John Lewis, Nikki Giovanni, and our most famous uh, alumnus is W.E.B. Du Bois. All right. So prestigious. All right. So, anyway, my professor's name was Dr. Pratt, and Dr. Pratt was a white man. All right. Now, Fisk is a HBCU. Okay. Um, Historically Black college and university, and/or university. So, in my world, Fisk is supposed to be a safe place for Black people and for me as a Black student. So, I take organic the first time, withdraw feeling. Clearly, it's because I'm pledging. I say to myself, clearly, that's why. So then, junior year, I take organic again. And this time I was like, I'm already a Delta. All right. I'm going to take organic and it's going to be all right. All right. So I'm taking organic, and my goal was to at least get through the first semester because lab, I was doing well, but it was lecture that was not popping for me. Oh, side note, I wanted to finish telling y'all about Dr. Pratt. So Dr. Pratt was a white man, and Dr. Pratt also had Tourette's. So as we are learning about the carbon atom, Dr. Pratt had a tick and he also had a cough. And I'm talking incessant. So he would be talking and it would be like a tick and then a cough and then like it was a lot. All right. Um, so I'm in the class. I'm trying to do my best. I'm thinking if I could just, stay in the class, at least get a D, I could take it over later, what have you. I go to Dr. Pratt's office and I'm like, I don't understand why I'm not understanding. And Dr. Pratt said to me, well, if you can't pass my class, how do you think you're going to make it in medical school? Medical school is like two of my classes, two of Dr. Collins' classes. That was a professor, physics professor, and one of Dr. Ike's classes. So that was our anatomy and physiology teacher. So he's like, how do you ever think you're gonna make it in medical school? And then I was like, I guess I won't. I guess I'm stupid. Like I don't know. And that semester I got an F in that class, just straight up F, not withdraw failing, just F. F like I didn't even put my name on the paper. F like I didn't understand nothing, like N F. And junior year is usually when people apply to medical school. They take the MCAT so that they can apply to medical school. Well, clearly I'm stupid. Okay, so I'm definitely not going to medical school, right? At this point, I say to myself. So junior year, I finished that year and my GPA dropped into the toilet. Like my GPA had gone, because I didn't mention this. I was at Fisk on a full scholarship, a full academic scholarship. Um, and after I pledged, I want to say my GPA was like a three something. But junior year, my GPA dropped below a three. My GPA dropped to 2.9. So I lost my scholarship that year. And so senior year, it's now time for me to figure out what is going on. And let me see if I can make this story kind of short of what happened for me to finish college. So my freshman year at Fisk was 99 2000 for the 99 to the 2000. Eh. Um, so by the way, side note, I wanted to go to that music video taping, but my mama didn't let me. And I have quite a few friends that are in that video, and I be feeling some type of way every time I look at it because I really did want to be there back in that ass. So anyway, freshman year was 99 2000. And that was the year they came out with the Gates Millennial Scholarship. Gates Millennial Scholarship. So in the year 2000, they came out with that scholarship. Now I already had a full scholarship to college, so I didn't, and I was getting a refund check and all of that. So I didn't really need the scholarship, but there was a professor that was like, "You need to come and apply for the scholarship," and I was like, "But I already have one." She was like, "I don't care. You never know when you might need another scholarship." So I applied for the scholarship. I get the scholarship. They give me $500, right? So that was just an additional $500 that was coming in my refund check every semester. So the summer between my junior and senior year, I had stopped going home, which is another story for another time. But I had stopped going home. And so I spent the summer in Nashville. And one of my friends was like, "Oh, let me go up to the school and see about my award letter or what her package was or whatever financial aid." And I was like, "Yeah, let me go too, right? Because I'm on scholarship." So I just wanted to hear the people be like, "Sis, you're gonna get paid again this year." So I get up there and she goes in the office with her people. I go in the office with my people, and it was like, "Baby, you ain't got no scholarship." And I was like, "What? I'm here on a full scholarship. What are you talking about?" They were like, "Yes, so your GPA, it dropped. And we took that money back. So you don't no, you don't have a scholarship." So I was like, "What you mean?" Like, what is that? What? I can't go home without no degree. Like, what is happening? So I leave there. I'm distraught. I'm praying. I'm like, "Oh my God, I cannot call them people and tell them people that I done failed out of school. I don't have no scholarship, right?" So I had that gay scholarship, and the scholarship was through UNCF, and UNCF is the United Negro College Fund. So I write the UNCF a letter, and I was like, "Hey, now listen, now y'all gave me the scholarship freshman year. You haven't had to pay anything because I've had a scholarship already, a full scholarship. So how can y'all please finance my senior year? Because I'm trying to graduate. I'm a first generation college student, like, I'm really trying to do this, but I ain't got no money. We ain't got no money. So I write that letter, I send it off, right? This is like sending mail days. This is not email days for anybody who is watching that is in that demographic that don't know. But so anyway, so so school starts. All right, so school starts, and anybody that has registered to go to school, you know that you're supposed to pay in order to get this instruction, right? And I had not paid. So after a while, they started coming in and they reading notes, and they was like, Kimberly, let's go, sis. Hey, let's go. So I'm telling my friends, like, girl, take notes for me, girl. Now, mind you, this is senior year, okay? Now, I done told you I failed organic, okay? So I got to take it again to be able to get my degree. Anatomy and physiology, I didn't fail it, but I had gotten a D, and you can't do that, right? What else I was taking? Genetics, I think I had taken and gotten like a C. Um, and maybe cell biology, I think I had taken and gotten it was not looking good for me. But the policy at the time was if you retook a class, that they would just erase it and replace the new grade. So after, I'm gonna say after me, they changed it. But at the time, it was like if you failed a class and you retook the class, the F turns into an A and it just factors into your GPA and you good to go. So I had to take these classes all over again. So I'm taking organic, I'm taking AMP, I'm taking cell biology, I'm taking genetics, micro. Like I had 20 hours. I had a full course load, and I had one slot for something that I could do for myself, and that one slot was taking an art class. So I took an art class, and that is where I discovered that I knew how to paint. I had always been interested in like design, but more like sketching things. I can recreate things, but I can't really like draw out of my mind yet, let me say, because I'm sure if I take a class or something, I could figure out how to do that. But I really noticed that I did have the ability to draw. Like I would draw flowers, like lilies were flowers that I used to love to draw, and I would like practice shading and all that kind of stuff. And then I got really interested in painting. So I had made like a painting of a vase, and we had to shade it, and it was like complementary colors versus what's the other? There's a complementary supplementary colors. I think the ones that's next to it versus the ones that are across from it. So I realized that I could paint. And I wound up, just for the sake of wrapping this story up, I wound up taking organic a third time, but I took it with a different professor. I took it with a professor named Dr. Penner, and I got an A. I got an A in organic. I took A&P again, and I got a B. I took cell biology again. I got a B. Plant physiology, I had an A. Y'all, I finished college. That semester where I had that year where I had those 20 hours, I finished that year with a 3.7, and I was able to replace enough grades to still graduate cum laude after all of that. So that was nothing but God. Let me just say that. That is one of the anchor stories for me of how God has shown up. But anyway, so I figured out I could paint, and I graduated in 2003. And then after that, I moved to Tampa, Florida, and I wanted to decorate my home. And I realized that I could just paint something because I'm like pricing art. I've always had an appreciation for artwork, and I was pricing art like in different places, and I was like, eek, that's a lot. Or I would see something and I would be like, I can do that. Like, why don't I just get a canvas and do that, right? So I did that. I bought a canvas and I had my first painting. I had some Tupperware container tops and I traced around the Tupperware container tops and I had a CD and I traced around that. And then I just painted it the colors that I wanted to have within my living room. And it was interesting. I worked at the Gap at the time, and we had one of our campaigns. So I used to be on the marketing, not marketing, the merchandising team. And we had like this orange, not plexiglass, but like transparent orange. I'm gonna put a picture here, so I'm gonna find the picture so I can like show you. But anyway, what I had did at the time is I moved into an apartment and I knew I couldn't paint the walls. Well, I actually did paint the walls in that apartment. I actually did paint the walls in that apartment because when I had got that apartment, the walls were already painted, and they told me that they wouldn't worry about it if I just wanted to paint over it. So that's what I did. So I actually did paint those walls, but I wanted to have like a feature wall. Like I'm HGTV obsessed, and right now it's tiny homes are my thing, right? But anyway, Lord, I keep going on so many tangents. But anyway, so I had the thing and I screwed it into the ceiling. It was this orange, probably about, I don't know, 4 feet wide from the ceiling to the floor, transparent, like plexiglass situation. And I put my painting behind it. And it was like the piece de resistance. It was so cute. And I would do that. So when I would have moved into apartments or I wanted to redecorate, instead of trying to go and find artwork, I would just paint it. So I'm going to put in some pictures of my different paintings so that you can see them. But yeah, so I love to paint. But when I left the US, I can't take all these paintings. Like I had so many paintings. I wanted my home to feel like an art gallery. So in my stairwell, I would have paintings in every home that I've lived in. And when I was in Pennsylvania, I had these massive, well, even before Pennsylvania, before I moved to Pennsylvania, I lived in Tampa. So I sold my house and then I moved into a loft, which I had always wanted to live in a loft. So I moved into a loft in Tampa that was directly across the street from the school that I was working at. And I commissioned two paintings from this artist named Aisha Cade. And Aisha lives in Tampa, and she was kind of just painting for fun. She had made a painting for one of our friends and her sorority sister, Shayla. And I saw Shayla's painting, and Shayla was like, Aisha did that, my sorority sister. And I was like, give me her number now. So I called, and I'm like, girl, I need two. How much? Like, do the thing. So Aisha painted these paintings for me that I had in Florida in my loft, and then I moved them with me to Pennsylvania. And so when I left the country, I was like, oh my God, I can't get rid of my paintings. So my paintings are actually being fostered right now in Brooklyn. And that's where they are living until I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna sell them or what. I don't know. But I really do appreciate artwork. So now since I've been here and Kalanda, had the idea of the mood blanket, and I was like, the painting is the thing that I love to do. I have an idea for my piece of art that I'm going to process information through, and it's going to be a mood painting. So let me show y'all my canvas. So I haven't started it yet, and I'm actually in the process of figuring it out. But this is a square canvas, as you can see, and it's 60 centimeters by 60 centimeters. So what I think I'm gonna do is have like rows. So let's say 6 rows that are 10 centimeters each or so. Um, and maybe 9 centimeters each because nine is a number that's been showing up a lot for me. But in between those rows and columns, what I want to do is put gold in between it. So this is the way that it'll work. So I already in my journal, I naturally track my mood. So when I'm writing in my journal, the way that I structure it out, let me see. So what I'll do, and I know y'all probably can't see this, but I'll like put a page in an example. But what I do is I write the date, the day of the week, the time that I'm writing, and then I write the mood, and then I just write as accurately as I feel like I can for how I'm feeling, and then I start my journaling for the day. So, the way that this works is you choose a color to represent different feelings. So, for instance, I have my palettes that I have are very much kind of like peacock jewel tones almost. Um, so I'm pulling up my Pinterest, and Pinterest is the place that I usually store these types of ideas and stuff because it's literally a big like a big vision board. Okay, so mood art. And I'm not going to tell you the name of what I'm calling it right now, but I love the name for it. So the colors that I have are very much like peacock type colors, sunflower type colors, very vibrant, very jewel toned type of situation. So I'll put a screen recording in here. I'll have my editor because I have a team. I'll have my editor put a recording in here. Um, and I'm gonna actually do it right now while I'm sitting here talking to y'all because let me tell you, Auntie don't be remembering stuff. All right. So here we go. So y'all can see these pretty vibrant colors. So basically what you do is you assign different moods to the different colors. And from there, like to a family of emotions, right? So you would assign different colors. So for instance, let's say purple is feeling regal and inspired and imaginative, right? So that might be a set of moods. And then another set of moods might be feeling let's say blue. So blue might be peaceful and calm and flowing like water, let's just say. So then my idea is I want to do a temperature check like at the beginning of the day and then a temperature check at the end of the night. And then I want to make a gradient. So I want you to imagine like a vivid purple and turquoise blue gradient. And then I would do that for every day, right? In these squares. So every day I would do that and track my mood for however many times. Then in between those squares, I want to put gold in between that to just get a little razzle dazzle, because I love me some razzling and some dazzling. So that is my idea. And I'm really excited about it because it combines so many things that I love and appreciate. It combines the thinking and the processing and the reflecting, but it also brings in this creative element that is creating an opportunity to discuss the processing of emotions, but also the beauty of it all. So, be looking out for that. Be looking out for that. I'm really excited about it, and it's one of my projects that I'm wrapping my mind around, and it is making me want to create content. So I just got to figure out like the rest of the logistics, what day of the week and all of that, like what that's going to look like for me. But I can't wait. Like y'all come along with me on this journey. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you have a way that you want to express this in your world, then we can do it together. We can share. Y'all can tell me in the comments. Like it would be so cool. And I would love to be able to share the things that y'all are sharing on the different podcasts that I have and all of that. So hopefully I sparked some type of idea in your mind that will allow you to process and grow and tap into your own creativity, because I do believe that freedom lives there. So having said that, y'all, please do all the things. Please like, please subscribe, please comment, please share. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers on Minding My Black Ass Business, and that will allow us to get monetized. So please do subscribe if you have not done so already. Please share this with someone if you found this helpful and ask them to subscribe as well. I would love for this to be what I do all the time, full time, and not have to worry about whether I can pay the rent, to keep it real. Okay. So yeah, I think that's it for today. Minding My Black Ass Business, all platforms, mindingmybblackassbusiness.com. There is merch there. On the TikToks, the IG, the Facebook, the Patreon. Let's talk about that real quick before I go. Um, Patreon. Actually, I'm gonna make another video for that. So yeah. Okay. That's it for here. All right. Cut here. Cut. All right. Bye.